See, we told you it wouldn't take long, and we are back already for Game 2 between Gambit eSports and Team Empire Hope. And they aren't giving much hope to Gambit when they pick a PA that quickly. In fairness, though, Gambit did lose with this in the previous game, Nahaz.
No, I like this, though. This is like the feel in your... This is the BM. This is... Okay. I'm going to show you how to do it. And in fairness, if you look at the way that they played the last game, I think with the exception of you'll probably swap and put the PA mid this time, like PA does as a hero what they used PL for in the last game better.
That's fair. Like,
does that make sense?
Yeah, like basically you were looking at in the draft last game, like typically people think of PL's like Isaac's farm, he'll carry late. In that game, his job was to just basically force aggression onto him and then go aggressive mid game, whereas Lone Druid was there to farm and do whatever he wanted. Well,
I mean, Lone Druid, and I love the build, right? The 4 Wraith Bands into MKB, all right, and then Daedalus against the Timbersaw and the PA on the opposite side. I mean, he became this damage engine, and he became like a sniper. You had to get in on him in the fights, but you couldn't because you had this extremely mobile PL that could threaten the heroes that were going to get in on him, and then you had Magnus and the supports for the zoning control. It was just a really good draft. I like this. You know, this much better here as an opener for Gambit. I think Lich is a valid first phase pick in any pro draft right now. I think the Sand King, again, you got the control on a short cooldown, and this is where I really start.
Oh no! Yes, because you just got countered immediately.
Yeah, it's you got. I think you were countered before. To be fair, I think you were countered before the Shadow Demon showed up, and as a result, you're going to see Gambit. Like this is the first time in this. I'm like, whoa. And they're going to take, I think they're going to take a little time here because I think Spectre was already tempo countered by the PA and the Lone Druid. If you saw that the builds, especially that the Lone Druid was going in the last game, and the Shadow Demon, yeah, it's you know, all of a sudden that BKB power spike is just gone when a Shadow Demon shows up. I think I think Shadow Demon, you're just going to see a lot of this hero on this patch because he's one of the few heroes that can still just hard counter a BKB.
That's true. And it's like, I think the difference is you said, yeah, the Spectre was countered, but this is the hard counter. Shadow Demon comes out, and for those wondering why, it's the dispersion, right? You just create these illusions of Spectre, and they wreak havoc because of the Desolate. But,
yeah, and it just gives you, if you look at the utility, it gives you a save, right? It gives you the ability to steal the Spectre's aura. It gives you a BKB breaker. That's what Liquid calls it, right? We always have to have a BKB breaker in our lineup. The Winter Wyvern it's a nice answer to the heroes that they have on board, but I just don't think, you know, you can only curse one target, right?
Yeah.
And we're all going to have BKBs up, so it's going to be it's going to become very quickly a lockdown in one hero.
Ah, look who's appeared. Mr. Enfeeble Man. The thing you didn't want to see, Alan. A hero that gives this effect.
It's great in this game because Spectre doesn't necessarily want to build early BKB to begin with. You're not going to pick another super BKB reliant core because of the Shadow Demon. And so now the idea that Enfeeble no longer goes through BKB, well, you don't care because you already have the Shadow Demon on board. And it gives you ridiculous sustain in lane. Like if you want to think, if Gambit wants to get cute and try and do a tri lane, okay, we're just going to have a Bane down there that can absorb that kind of punishment.
Oh, I was talking about the twitch in your eye when you hear the word status resistance.
No. Stop. I know what. Okay, I'm going to take the. No, it's a stupid concept. I really hate status resistance as a concept. I think Dota has a skill cap already that's plenty high, and I think in fact what the idea of offensive status resistance, when you talk about Enfeeble and Arcane Aura increasing the duration of spells, I think what it does is it steepens the learning curve and it only raises the skill cap effectively a little bit. I mean, the idea that I can go into a fight and tornado 5 heroes as Invoker and all 5 of them come down. It's like, how do you explain to somebody that's not already a pro at the game how to deal with that? It's just, I don't know.
It's also,
it's a really bad design concept.
It's also an awkward variable to try and track. And I think that's someone to kind of like align when you look at these high competitive games is, perfect example is you said about the tornado lift for an Invoker, right? When they introduced that talent, now most Invokers will take it. Before, they would not touch it because it completely screwed up the timings on everything.
Exactly. No, and that's the thing. I mean, it's a thing that not enough people talk about with these pro teams is that there are only so many practice hours. I mean, that's, for example, why do you see the 5-position pool in competitive play be so shallow? It's usually like at most 4 or 5 heroes at any one time. And it's not just because of game balance. It's because these guys that are captains are mostly 5-position players. They're scouting the opponents. They're prepping their drafts. They don't have time to practice as many different heroes as the other 4 heroes on the team. Right. And yeah, anyway, I don't want to spend the whole game ranting about status resistance, but I just think it's an incredibly poor design concept.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, like, in the context of this game, especially for the side of Gambit to try and track this, like how long we're gonna be stunned necessarily, it throws in a variable that makes it more archaic. To go back to my wonderful Anarchy logic, is like you've added more Anarchy. If you look at Team Empire, they have a decent amount. The Roars, the poison that comes out. Don't get me wrong, Spectre is like a 10 on the chaos chart, right? Like you just ult, go. But this can really screw them, because if Empire jumps first with that increased status resistance on a Fiend's Grip, for example, you're in a lot of trouble in Gambit.
Yeah, one thing you need magic damage here as Empire. That is...
Oh, good lord.
That's interesting. Okay, so they're going to double down on this idea of physical burst, all right, which they already showed in the previous game. Now, the reason I wanted magic damage is because you have a very strong Winter Wyvern. Cold Embrace becomes a very strong save in this game, because you don't have anything in the way of magic damage to go through it. Your burst is all physical, especially when you commit to the StarLadder. So Cold Embrace becomes something it's literally a hard save in this game. I don't necessarily though think that matters, because you now have so many different sources of physical. You're going to have damage amp up on everybody. You're going to have the vision. This is another very, very good draft by Empire. And, you know, the Dragon Knight it's a nice stable response, but you're going to get another one of these mid matchups like you saw in the previous game, where it's sort of both heroes farming, and that's advantage Lone Druid.
Definitely. And I think it's interesting you brought up the Cold Embrace. Like you said, the physical double down means it's going to be very hard to even get it off. There is one good use, though, right? Against the Purge, as soon as you see a Purge target, they aren't going to be able to move or do anything anyway. So you instantly Cold Embrace them for their own protection. So you can use it as a reactionary type thing. So Wyvern gets some value in that regard. But definitely, I think you are right. Like, Empire has read this very well.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing, though, right? So you look at what Dragon Knight's going to do in this. Okay, Dragon Knight's going to build, like, 2-3 bracers, and he's probably going to go, like, into maybe Shadow Blade, but he's looking for BKB at the latest, a second item. Mm-hmm. But what's he going to do? He's the only core on the team that's going to look to build an early BKB. So he's automatically going to be the Purge target. You're not going to be, you don't have the kind of lineup that you can necessarily get into the backlines and kill the Shadow Demon before DK gets purged. So he's now going to do nothing. And, well, let's put it this way. This Sand King needs to do a lot. Like, there's a lot riding on him in getting the perfect initiation, because a lot of the times you pick DK when you want that one hero that can blink in and insta-stun, and you have a hero like Brewmaster that's a great initiator but doesn't necessarily want to be the first one in. Like, Sand King is going to have great initiation, and he's going to have fights where he needs to be the first one in.
I mean, honestly, I think you've been overly nice about this Dragon Knight pick, because I think the biggest problem I see with this is your movements are going to be mirrored. You're never going to take a tower, because Lone Druid will just follow you wherever you go.
It sort of depends. I mean, Lone Druid does want to have that flexibility to dip into the jungle, and Dragon Knight can still threaten the mid lane tower. And again, this is one of the big points that I like to make. Tower damage is significant, even if it's not a tower kill, because this is what OG and EG were doing early on in TI when they looked so good. They're putting damage on the opposing towers, and that makes the opponent's rotations more predictable, because you feel pressure to defend that tower. But yeah, I agree. This is not a game where Dragon Knight's just going to be sort of split pushing around the map. You have plenty to deal with that.
And that's the thing. I think you're right when you said about the Sand King. That is a priority for Gambit, because your Spectre's not going to be doing anything. Your Spectre, this is a hero you draft to win the game later. Very rarely have I ever seen a Spectre win a lane. If it does, it's not because of what the Spectre done. It's because you brought like 2 supports in and beat the crap out of your opponent. Yeah,
I actually think Spectre is, obviously in the last patch, Spectre was a thing. I mean, we all saw TI, and in fact that the hero had been trending in competitive even before that. I think Spectre's kind of garbo in this patch, honestly. I think
it's too fast.
BKB is amazing now. And I think, the overall tempo of the game, as we've talked about in several of these casts already, is going to be so much faster. I think Spectre's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, especially against the PA, who is going to peak much, much earlier and can just wipe through you and won't give a care in the world. I think that PA will be backing away from the runes to the top, as it's going to be a 2 apiece, as both teams give different priorities. And it's going to be interesting to see if they should be sending the Lich down to the Spectre, but the way that Lich works in this lane, it's not as, shall we say, synergetic as it used to be, right? Because it used to be you deny XP, and Spectre wouldn't be in trouble because you'd have an XP advantage. Now...
Well, I did like what the Radiant side did in the previous... Now, no, the teams are the same. I like what they did in the last match, where they started up top, and they got a level advantage. Okay, so this time, Vanscore is actually just going to come immediately to the bottom lane, so it's going to be 4 level 1 heroes.
I don't think you can leave him alone for a second, to be honest.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I realize Lich is an infinitely better... Frost Shield is the truth, but I don't know that you have much kill potential at any point.
Yeah, it's like you'll dish out this harassment, but once they get to level 2, I think Empire's level 2 is a lot stronger than Gambit's in this bot lane.
Exactly. And you got plenty of regen. You got Mango South and the set of tangos on MYS Moon here. Yeah, he's gonna be just fine. And the trade-off is, you know, how much is this top lane really gonna get done?
That's the thing. Looking at this top lane, this scenario, like the Bane is hard to deal with for anyone, right? The Brain Sap allows you to trade effectively. The Nightmare removes someone from the engagement.
And this is disturbing parallels, right, to the last match, where, you know, you could tell that in that last match, Gambit badly wanted to put pressure on that farming PL top, but, you know, because he had that other strong support, in the last match it was the Lich, and here it's the Bane with him, they just weren't ever able to bring that pressure top, and they tried it in multiple ways.
I mean, look at this now. Look at how deep Bane is. He's still trading better. Now the move in.
Yep.
Aki made a mistake. Nightmare's going to come out and slow him down. Actually drag it off. King R quick on the reactions. The salve will be forced. But he's still got a Mango, and he's still got loads of tangos on this Bane.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice regen advantage. And this Winter Wyvern, it does have 10 stick charges. That's something they're going to have to be careful with.
That's true. You are laning against a PA, so of course if you don't have a stick, you are committing a crime. All the while in the bot lane. Look at the CS, actually. The hack doing better than expected here. Looks like MYS is constantly defensive because his Frost Shield so far. Seiyu's not really doing anything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, MYS getting low.
Maybe in some trouble here.
No, he can get away. Disruption is slow it down. Vanscore trying to move through, but the salve's been used. He can't get vision to use the blast. Actually, going to turn around to hack. He's alone here. Yeah, they do actually soul catch up, but nope. MYS, a little bit greedy, going to turn around, does get the bash off, but no, he's gone.
No, nice. That was a nice recognition by the Spectre there to use the Spectral Dagger a little bit earlier than he... But it cancels that salve, keeps the Slaughter on low HP, and that's what sets up the first blood. And they, you know, you talk about the Spectre's vulnerability in the laning phase. Yeah, no, that's not a thing anymore.
I think this is just more preview on why Lich is probably going to get nerfs.
Yeah, the Frost Shield is just, it's awesome. You know, I don't know. Maybe it's my bias is playing a lot of support. I don't necessarily have a huge problem with Lich.
Oh, the hack taking a lot of damage here, but the Frost Shield reducing the damage, and MYS actually taking more.
Yeah, that Frost Shield, I mean, Slaughter got a first or second hit bash there, and you can see it doesn't matter. He's down to...
Yeah, it's getting concerning. I think it's kind of what you're saying. Like, maybe you're biased about the situation with Lich. I think maybe Frost Shield does too much, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
like,
it does a little
slow damage, everything else.
But it you know, when you talk about... We memed a little bit about like the B and C patches, right? Because I think you've introduced a lot of balance problems with the major reworks in this patch, and I don't think you're going to be able to fix it all by like minor stat tweaks. Lich is one of those where I think you could balance Lich just fine with a couple of stat tweaks to that spell in particular.
No, that's fair. Let's check in on how PA is doing up here because she's building a lead.
And again, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, forget all the kills, forget all the spells being cast. Is your carry farming. This is, you know, VP, safe lane 101, EG, safe lane 1. Is the carry farming? And the answer to that is yes.
Sage just chasing down Vanscore here because he does have the boots. It's going to be interesting to see if he can get this, though, with the stick. I don't think Vanscore is in trouble. It's going to be closely light, though. No disruption. He can actually get him.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, he's going to turn around, and Vanscore is going to go down. At the core as well.
And a little danger here for the Sand King on the top lane. He's going to get away just fine.
Oh, the dagger. Nope, jumps in. Dream goes for the kill. He gets it.
Absolute madman.
That was bold as well because the Burrow Strike was off cooldown, but SandKing maybe a little bit slow on the reactions there.
Yeah. I mean, I panned away. I wasn't even. I was like, no way. Come on, you're.
He's gonna be fine. He's out.
Nice. He's gonna pull because of the way salve works now. He can salve up and he can pull all the way to his own large camp.
That's reasonable.
Very nice. Okay.
Hey, we dealt with this. We're kind of okay with this at this point, right? We dealt with this for a while. I think the one that people complain about wasn't creeps. A lot of pro players are questioning whether you should be able to salve from tower hits.
I agree. I don't think salve was ever meant as a dive, and I very much dislike that people are carrying salves as a dive item.
Next time.
Yeah, I kind of thought they might like double back on that one, especially seeing as they've now changed the armor aura for towers, actually removing it altogether.
That is one of the, to me, I think people are going to start talking about it more and more in the weeks ahead. That is one of the big overriding balance problems in this patch, that towers are paper. Not only did they remove the per nearby enemy hero, but they reworked armor so that every single unit on the map is tankier with respect to physical damage, and towers are now the same.
King are just being forced to actually back off here. Dream says this is my gold. Well, you know, I don't think they can. I don't think you risk contesting this creep pull. Like, yes, you've got Burrow Strike and you've got Caustic Finale, but I don't know, Dream's getting closer and closer to that 6.
Yeah. And you just look at the fact that, you know, all 6 cores in the game are farming, you know, decently well. It's fine, okay, but which team has the advantage of everybody's farming? Dive once again under the enemy tower.
He's got the dagger. Okay, he'll just go for the strike. I know about the ward now, but he won't care. He'll see that as value.
Yeah. Dream, you know, there is absolutely 0 Fs given by this Phantom Assassin.
I mean, it's interesting identification coming out from Dream. He realizes it's hard for him to farm the creeps now due to the Caustic Finale and Kulich. They're going to aggress him a little bit. The Nightmare comes out. He's under a sentry as well, so Sandstorm won't protect him. No! Dream mistimes on the Nightmare. They do get rid of it straight away. Kulich still trying to run for the high heels, but the Brain Zap finishes them off.
That's just a bad read by the Sand King player. I mean, you have to understand that for his full complement of spells and a stick, you're not going to get a kill on him. You know, the PA is at level 5, almost level 6, and at, you know, full HP, you're not going to get a kill on him. So I don't know what you're doing contesting that wave aggressively.
I think Wyvern's kind of becoming irrelevant in this lane. Like, it's a fair point, right? This hero doesn't handle these two very well.
Well, and you just have to be, it's more that you just have to be hyper aware, right? Because if their cores come online before yours, you are in serious trouble. Vanscore about to give another death up here on the Lich, but look at how much it cost the StarLadder just to take that Lich down.
Yeah, going pretty damn low, but that doesn't mean the hack has to be very careful here. MYS already getting
PK might get a kill on the bear here. He's going to try to deny it to Roche, but this is not a gold.
Roche doesn't get involved. Oh, he gets to the corner. He gets it back.
Very nice.
And that was the Elder Dragon Form use. And it's nowhere near Lone Druid's tower. Look at this. Look at the damage that Lone Druid has already done against a Dragon Knight.
Yeah, that's, oh my gosh. And you talk about that being significant. Now, you know, as Gambit, right? You're feeling so much game pressure. Okay, well that's gonna alleviate some of it.
Yeah, StarLadder going down the bot lane. He still does have that level of advantage, and the problem is the hack won't be able to aggress like that any longer. Not with 6 so close for StarLadder.
Yeah, you know, not to be overly greedy, but so much better if it had been the Spectre there that had gotten the kill. But okay, sir, I can't have everything.
King R now showing up the mid lane. He must have agreed with us about leaving Sand King alone. It is weird because these two heroes are going to do similar things when it comes to just shoving the lanes under pressure. So I kind of respect that he's actually left him to his own device in the top now.
Yeah, and look at this Lone Druid with the Lone Druid with the 3 second game. You know, I mean, they sent a winner.
Oh, wait.
He shows. And the Lone Druid is still, oh, I'm just going to go hit your tower.
Yeah, no, he needs to get out now.
3 heroes here. I don't care.
Good old Raw. They will at least get the bear by the looks of it. No escape for him. Unless they get disruption out in time, but they won't. Or they will. Sand King in the top lane in the meantime will die.
Oh my god. I mean, this Lone Druid is just, it's being allowed to do too much. And this is one of those fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice. You know, they saw this in the previous game. They saw the fact that once the Lone Druid got to Treads and 3 Wraith Bands, that he didn't have to feel pressure at all. So I really, I know there was a lot of chaos going on in the side lanes, but it's a little bit of a misplay, in my opinion, not to have shown a little bit of pressure on this lone druid a little bit earlier.
I think in their mind, they didn't see a problem because previously part of the issue was that the PA was just being forced away, right? Like, it wasn't doing great. But I mean, in this scenario, Alpha Ninja, he's never forced away, right? It's a Dragon Knight. Who cares? This guy can't be killed.
Yeah.
The tower can
and
be.
Again, the poor Spectre is not going to feel pressure wherever she goes. I mean, this PA, like, whatever heroes here.
Yeah, PA wants to eat. All right, go feed the PA. The hack just hide in the tree line for the time being, but there's a dagger. They jump through, and they'll get the kill.
She just doesn't care. Just absolutely doesn't care about anything you do.
And it's
whatever
double
hero
games.
You send to the top lane, I'm going to dive.
It's double games as well, because Kodos just took the tier 1 mid.
I mean, wow, okay. So I was questioning, I watched a little bit of it. I didn't get a chance to sort of really comb through the replays on how they beat Navi yesterday, but you can start to see it, the reason that this team, I mean, and once again, you know, the common, one of the big common denominators in the two game is that, you know, Dream knows that he can play like this because he's got this lone druid in his back pocket.
No, it's a fair point. He can just go aggressive because he knows his job is to just look for these kills, shut down the Spectre as much as possible. There's no risk of this tower acceleration in terms of gold for Gambit, as we've just seen in the mid lane.
Yeah,
it's
and
horrible.
What is the level 6 Spectre with 3 Wraith Bands going to do in response? Yeah, haunt me, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, is that, I guess you get more impact than trying to go for the Yasha first, like old Spectres did, but out of all the Agi heroes, this is one of those examples of one that doesn't exactly get great value out of all these Wraith
Smoke
Bands.
play here in the bottom lane. You saw the scan use, so they know that it's going to...
Yeah, StarLadder is gone.
That's a nice little play that they've run here.
Yeah, Seiyu will go down as well as he gets gazed in. And they should be able to get this tower, actually. But top
so this makes it into a win, okay? The use of the smoke and the scan there, if they're only going to get the 2 hero kills, it's fine, but remember, it's the least important core. If they turn it into a tower as well, that's something it's nice. But again, anytime they do a move like that with this lone druid, what he is, it's going to be a trade.
Well, that's the case.
They're going to get the tower, but your top tier 1 is going down to the lone druid.
But it's not just the tower that's going down.
No
King R as well. They couldn't get the deny. The hack hanging around now. He needs to be careful. They do have the Fiend's Grip. They see him for a second. He's gone. There it is. Going over the horn. Makes his escape as there is someone over here. MYS, though, instantly reacts. And the bash is coming down with the hack. They TP in for him. They'll get the kill regardless. They do see older Kulich as well. They're going to chase forward. There's going to be a power strike to escape, but the dagger slows him down. And now they're going to run forward, Slivery and Crush and a bash. See you later.
I mean, you don't even need a credit at this point. I mean, these teams are, you know, these teams are good. Not just like individual play. But I'm telling you, no Pangolier yesterday in this Empire Hope squad. You know, these guys are playing good coordinated Dota. And sure, there have been some misplays on the side of Gambit. But, you know, this is the kind of Dota that'll win you a game or two at a major.
And this is the interesting thing because, you know, this is a recent squad. Then you look at Gambit, they were at the major. And it's kind of the question of how much of this is just this team being remarkable in the blink of an eye versus the rate of adaptation to like a new patch, right? Like,
well, I don't think the two
are good at that.
I don't think the two are separable. That's the big thing. I think that if you know, there's a reason that 1437 is such a good captain on a new patch land. I mean, look at what they did at the StarLadder event last year, 2 years ago, where they took Liquid, who would eventually go on to win TI, to, you know, all the way in the finals of that land just after a new patch. It's coordinated teams take advantage of balance changes faster.
Fair way of looking at it. And well, Gambit, they're going to go on the push again. They're trying to get coordinated, actually try and make some effective trades. But look at this movement.
I don't even think
mirrored movements. Empire just go bot straight away.
Right. I think that you're saying as Empire right now, you know, we're willing to trade with you.
They're looking for a Kulich. Get bar strike straight into Dream. That's not good. Can't actually escape quick enough. They're going to throw down a sentry. They see everything, and Sand King will be falling. They can actually TP to defend top as well if they want to.
Yeah, and this is and this is an exception here, right?
A Kulich?
Well, let's talk about the fight first.
Yeah, he's going to get the bar strike out, but he'll still die. They throw down another sentry as he had dewarded them. Now they're going to go top because guess what? Kodos has arrived and Alpha Ninja being forced away with the Cross phase on him. If they get one root here, he's dead. Can they get the bear close enough, though? Looks like they will be safe on the side of Gambit. They want to turn around. All right, Chain Force coming out. MYS. There's the disruption. Although the creep wave wasn't cleared quick enough. Now it's going to bounce across the Kodos. That's not helpful. The root coming out. Ninja in the meantime. Speed script as well. There's the Winner's Curse on the back. But Ninja still on the run. He doesn't have the Dragon Form anymore, and he is getting low. They will get the kill on the Bane in the meantime. But King R, he needs to hit everyone just to slow them down here. The poison is going to start stacking up. Not enough to kill off King R just yet, though. The fourth is going to be there. If they got past 5, they can. But instead, they'll turn around and take the kill on the Van score, which is much easier. Dahak will take the bounties instead, though.
Yeah, and absolutely no fear from the Dire side. Fighting in an area of the map that is very, very scary if you're fighting into Radiant. That shrine is something that you always have to respect. And recognize, by the way, that this is all without the Blink Dagger for StarLadder. He just picked that item up. If these engagements are happening with Blink on StarLadder, the sort of entry frag, if you will, for Empire is happening that much faster, and Gambit is just in full route rather than a sort of half-coordinated retreat.
And then on the other side, when you look at Gambit, Sand King, we said this guy was going to be instrumental. It was important that he gets his Blink at a good time. He takes control of the game. But look at him. 1,200 gold in. He still doesn't have that Blink. He went for the Vanguard instead.
Man, oh man.
I don't think it's the right call. I get where he's come from. Like, you need a Crimson Guard against this PA, right? But
well, and I think what he's saying is the way that these engagements, that we're gonna have to man team here to come back. You know, we're gonna have to be fighting as 4 while Spectre is off farming and Hunt's in. Look at how fast this Roche is falling, by the way. There's absolutely nothing that they can do to contest this.
Yeah, they're nowhere near. They wanted to try and move across, but looks like it'll be too late. The Haunt's gonna come out, but it won't make a difference. They pick up the Aegis, and now chasing his Seiyu is going to use the Disruption to hold Sand King in place.
Dangerous fight.
And now trying to tail out, trying to get rid of the pair. There's the Winner's Curse coming out on the Lone Druid. Can they get him low enough? He's so damn tanky with his Ray Bands. There's the Barrow Strike through the Chain Frost as well. Doing a lot of damage. Epicenter being channeled. The Kuli's going to move across, and Fade will go down as well. They turn around, they take a favorable trade, but MYS pretty deep, needs to make his own escape. He has got Dream next to him. They don't want to expend the Aegis. There's no gains left here.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of underestimation there by Empire Hope of 5-man out of Gambit that we were just talking about. The Lone Druid kill there is huge for them. He has gone Maelstrom in this game, so you know, not necessarily quite as stat heavy or threatening at this stage of the game than he was in the previous. And you still come out of that with, I think you're still pretty happy. You still come out of that with an Aegis on your PA. She's making good progress for BKB, and Vanscore is just dead.
Yeah. I mean, he immediately, as soon as he saw PA, he's like, I'm TPing the hell out of it. Didn't even matter though.
Yeah.
Oh. The damage that this hero puts out right now.
That's the Deso build, man. This is what I'm talking about. That it's I understand the Battle Fury, and the Battle Fury build looks really, really good if you win the first fight after you get that item. But you know, I just, even though I know that mathematically in this the Battle Fury build is going to be strong, I still love to see the Deso. Oh
yeah. I think it's also, when you think about it from this perspective, the Phantom Strike change really made this hero so potent. Everyone's thinking, like, we talk a lot about the Wraith Band spamming and Agi heroes being stronger. That was just like a side benefit. The big difference is now, you jump in with Phantom Strike, you instantly crit on the supports, you can then go and attack someone else still. Like, you're not limited.
And it's also your farming potential. I mean, I remember I was hanging out with Sid shortly after they first changed Phantom Strike to go through spell immunity, and I was like, oh, that's kind of a nice buff to PA in fights. And he's like, what are you talking about? She's gonna be able to farm Ancients now. And I was like, oh. I mean, that's a big buff to her farming ability, not just to her skirmish ability.
It's true. Hero has, and this is the beauty of Dota. We see these big buffs and everything thinks it's going to be OP.
It's got to be set up. I like the Flame Cinder as much as everybody. He's just so flammable, but he's actually a really smart dude.
Yeah, it's nice and smart, right? It's what you want. It's a beautiful combo. Like we said, we got these different people like Blitz. He'll call you an idiot, but he's smart. He'll tell you what you got to do.
I don't know what attribute it is, but it's like there is something to be said about it's so fun to flame him, and then he just flames you constantly, and you don't care. It's just funny. I don't know. People have that personality.
Well, you just walk up to him, you go, I've won the same amount of TIs as you, buddy. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I mean, we have the Radiant base being about to be decimated here.
We do, because Dream is zoning them out. Oh, there's still base coming out. MYS just trying to move in here. Power Strike.
Save on himself is huge, by the way.
Oh, yeah. But what? Dream didn't die, by the way.
Oh, come on.
The mischance on the final hit. He's going to live.
Dream, they have families. Oh my god, she just casual.
Oh my god, look at this rotation. Dahak, he's been called out. The Fiend Script's going to be there, and he has no escape. The Enfeebled to ensure they have more than enough time to kill him off.
And the tip to StarLadder. He deserves it, buddy. Oh boy, I don't know. This is really, it's such a clean strategic game being played by Empire Hope.
I think it's when you see them move away, it's the way they move away, right? It's this smart movement. It's not just a retreat. It's okay. We've done an objective here. Where's next? Okay, Spectre split pushing, kill him.
No, it's interesting. One of the things to watch, if you're a little bit new or if you're trying to, is look how infrequently now, compared to like a year ago, that they're TPing back to Fountain. Like PA had to be on like 5% HP there to actually TP back to Fountain. Otherwise, almost all of the TPs in these pro matches are to an objective, are to the next thing that you want to pressure on the map.
Also, another thing to kind of highlight is, I mean, off that point, 'cause that's a fair point, I just need to go on this, is that Alpha Ninja, he's drank the Kool-Aid. He's been sniffing no one's panties. He's going for the Radiance build on that Dragon Knight. And I don't think this is a game you can do that in.
I think
jump the back line.
I think you have to be fair. Unfortunately, there's the StarLadder blink, and you're just always going to be able to get that entry front.
Oh, the winner's curse!
It's a nice curse.
It's going to get him low. They might be able to finish off the bar strike, connecting to a forward. Coolidge, he doesn't channel the epicenter, though. He doesn't believe in himself. It doesn't matter, though. Dream's going to go down once. The Hawk comes out. They're chasing the rest of them away. Lone Druid cannot assist the PA here. Dream going to blink away to his team, and now Coolidge moves through the bar strike. The Purge comes out. After Ninja taking a lot of damage in return, though. The Fear scaring away the Sand King, moving in. Storm to protect. Nightmare means Dragon Knight will be able to dodge out the damage, actually, as a result of that. Thank you very much, he says.
Look at the formation here on the part of Empire in this retreat. They're going to give away one Bane, but...
Well, Fan Score goes down. Bane will go down and return.
Yeah, that's fine.
Wait, no, Dream. Has he been fine? He's got the BKB.
Not fine. Okay,
he needs
that's
to activate
a little bit greedy.
Okay, there you go. TP out.
BKB TP is going to be fine.
He doesn't believe in his ability to fight 3 heroes. That's a smart move. I wouldn't bet on you in that fight anyway, even though you're RPA. I mean, you never know.
Also really nice. You know, this 6-minute Sentry Ward change is not just significant against Invis heroes. Look at the fact that you now have 6-minute Sentry Wards here behind the top tier 2 tower and in front of the bottom tier 3 steps. You know, there are going to be no sneaky counter wards by the Radiant side to catch your setups now.
Well, it is like, to be honest, looking at that map is like looking at like a game of battleships.
Yep.
It's literally what it is. It's just playing
E4.
Yeah, I wonder where the battleship is. It's
I get you.
It's in the mid lane right now. This is more like a tank, really. Not the kind of I'm going to absorb damage type. More like the I've loaded a giant howitzer shell and I'm ready to blow you away, because he's on the move again. He wants anything he can find. They actually might find Alpha Ninja here. He just got the Radiance. Oh, Dragon Tail first. NYS held the stun. Now the Fiend's Grip coming out. The Chain Frost bounce through the Burrow Strike. Coolidge on point, and it looks like they're going to lose 2 here as the Bane goes down and StarLadder goes even deeper to ensure that save can get away.
It's a nice save, and you end up going. By the way, the Radiance, because you brought that up, you have to do that in this game, because your only win condition in this game is getting Spectre back, and DK is going to have to create space, and DK without the Radiance, I don't think he can create enough space against the split pushing potential coming out for the dire side. So this is one of those items that it looks like a greedy farming build. I actually think you have to do this as Alpha Ninja.
It's a fair point. It puts more pressure on the Coolidge, though, because when you get in these fights now, you know the Fiend's Grip is going to be targeted on the Dragon Knight. We said it would be before he went for BKB. So a Coolidge always has to save that Burrow Strike as a reaction to the Bane's move.
But what did we say at the very, very beginning? That was going to be the case anyway. And King was being asked by his team, just by nature of the lineups, to do a lot. You know, he hasn't been great so far, but he's not been terrible. And I think you saw him play a very nice role in those last couple of engagements. Gambit have given themselves a chance here, which I really like, because this is a game state where I think a lot of teams kind of lay over and die. But major bit at stake.
The hack, they found him here. The Slithering Crush connected will come out of the trees, and he knows he's got the blade mail won't change it.
What blade mail? PA just does not care.
I mean, it should be highlighted as well. Soul Catcher is HP removal, so blade mail does nothing against that. Save's not at risk of using it.
I mean, there's another Ice Frog AFK. 40% HP reduction on max level Soul Catcher is just wow.
Scales beautifully.
Radiant Scan does hit, so both of their heroes are in full retreat now. These are the 2 support.
Now remind me, Alan, the green heroes have to go to the bottom left if they're retreating well, right?
Yeah, that's not your base, but
bait? That's bold.
Up there.
Ninja. But look at the TPs in. If they get Dragon Knight here, they could easily turn it into a base push, but they decide against it instead. Look who's going alone. The Fear's going to connect. The Power Strike through. Dream, what are you doing? Baited by his own team.
Okay, so you're in a situation right now where, as Empire, it's worth taking a little bit of a risk, because if you win a fight, you've pretty much just won the game. But yeah, TPing in the or bringing in the PA there into 4 heroes, yeah, math doesn't work.
I mean, I'm trying to think of this as one of those translation points. I think they all speak good Russian, so I'm just trying to imagine like there was a call made in the wrong language. I've heard of scenarios where that's happened before. I think my favorite one is Pain had that before with when they first got him in the squad, where they made like a game losing call. They like fight them in the base. And I was telling the king, is like, yeah, we made the call in Portuguese. He didn't have a clue what we were saying.
Yeah, and that happened quite a bit. And you know, it was fun. We was pretty open about that. He actually even said, you know, it's a testament to the skill of those players that they did as well as they did. Honestly, yeah, I thought their run at Birmingham last year was really, really cool.
Definitely a team that has been growing very fast. But yeah. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think for what the hell happened in that kind of engagement there. There's no way that Dream, after his teammates canceled the TPs and said no, he went, nah, we can still do this. They can't get there to you, buddy. You're all alone.
Yeah. I mean, he's feeling his oats. He's way ahead. He's got the Deso and BKB. But yeah, you look at it and he's actually not as farmed as we've seen these PAs in the last couple of days.
Interesting.
Yeah, gonna get almost I mean, look at this Roshan.
It's not gonna take long.
Like, what do you do here? A solo Dragon Knight.
There we go, pick it up, and now Disruption catching on the Dragon Knight. He can't escape. There's the punch, the jump in, he just disappears. BKB from Dream. Moving forward, looking for more, but can actually find it. The Power Strike to escape from Kulich, seen by MYS, but he can't actually get the Corrosive Haze out in time. Kulich, he's got the blink of the stun in 1 second. Makes his escape, back through the way. But Sayu is scouting. He's looking at this. He's got 4 stuff. He can actually chase. They catch him. Oh, no. He's in trouble. MYS doesn't hit the Slivering Crush, but Kulich, he's buying so much time right now because Dragon Knight's going to be up soon. And he will escape. Yeah,
that's really nice. He probably saved the tier 2 tower by doing that. Because he wasted 2 heroes' time. He wasted 30 seconds on 2 heroes. Man, oh man. They're going to get the Shrine. Fine.
Consolation prize at this stage. Like, that was not your intention there. They got way too greedy. Like, I understand the anxiety there, right? If you get rid of Kulich, we keep talking about how crucial he is to this game right now. You get rid of him, you can high ground push.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And if you, as the Radiant side in Dota right now, like, you really don't want to be in danger of losing those top and mid lane of racks. Like, getting double racks mid and bottom is bad. But getting double racks mid and top, you have 0 shot at Roshan from then onward. And so having that top tier 2 tower up as sort of that layer of protection, it's a very nice thing.
It's interesting to watch the movements of Dream around the map because, yes, he's got this Aegis, and you can kind of put that down to how aggressively he's moving around the map. He was doing this before having Aegis.
I was just going to say, I mean, he's been doing that from minute 1 in this. Again, a lot of it just comes from understanding his role in the team in this particular game. Like, this is Lone Druid's game. You know, you as PA are just there. You're anarchy factor. That's what you're here to do as PA.
I mean, it's also the new Blur, right? Like, you can't see him coming through the jungles. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. You know, at least they fixed. You can't just like Blur and Roche now, but they're gonna get the ward, right?
Yep, they're moving in. They actually want to take these racks. Dragon Knight, in the meantime, is applying pressure in the mid, but he needs to get back to defend. Bear is knocking on your door. Dream will join it. He doesn't commit too hard here. The Bear should be going down. There's no way you can help that poor guy.
Yeah, that's fine.
But they force everyone back.
They're going to reset and at least think about backing off here. See if they can suck him in.
I'm not sure you want to go before you complete this Daedalus on the Lone Druid. It depends if you even want to buy out on that or if you want to get buyback. I mean, I don't think you need buyback necessarily in the state where you've got 2 tier 2s still standing and the waves are pushed
S and Y here.
Yeah, I noticed he was going for that. Actually, one thing I was going to hit on is wouldn't Kaya, because you can do Yasha Kaya now. Will Kaya not actually amplify the damage on your daggers for the crits?
I
think it's negligible though, right?
That's a good question. It is spelled. Yeah, most of the damage on that. I mean, yes. Well, no, wait. It says a percentage of your attack.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm thinking. Because I want to test that or something. Because that sounds like that could
we'll
be
go test that in the
horrific.
lobby. Or I'm sure chat or Twitter will tell us.
There'll just be people screaming. That's all that matter. Oh. Looks like the side of Gambit have gotten out of their face because Empire, they've said, all right, we'll let off the neck for a little bit, but you got to get back in their face. I don't think you can allow Gambit out of the base at any stage because this team can bounce back.
They can, but I mean, you're looking at Spectre and you're saying, okay, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? Spectre completes Manta. Okay, I mean that Spectre is just so far behind the top forming cards. I mean, she's almost 2/3 of the net worth of your PA and less that of your Lone Druid. She has at least another item to go before you're going to feel seriously threatened, and you have the Shadow Demon to deal with her. It's pretty tough.
You never know. She'll get 20 eventually. Getting closer. Yeah. Take her longer to die.
I like this reset right now because I think in retrospect, what you're doing here is you're gonna run a little blur smoke play. You're gonna see if you can catch one hero out, and you're setting it up so that now if you win one fight inside the base, the game is definitively over. You don't have to worry about this tier 2 tower. You already got the bottom tier 3.
It's also good for teams to do this, right? Because we do see a lot. Like the typical thing that happens is the team gets far ahead. They get a little bit too excited. They make a mistake. They lose a fight.
Yeah, especially with this kind of comp. I mean, and that is a thing. I think it's less of a worry in this patch, but I am convinced if you go watch those TI match replays against Honest Spectre, that was a thing that the other team felt such pressure in a lot of those matches to close the game out against the Spectre. It's like, oh, we're against the Spectre. We've got to go. We've got to keep pressure up. We can't allow the enemy team outside of the base.
Look at this smoke movement. They see the opportunity. They know that the Aegis is running out soon, and this tier 2 in the bot lane is super low. In fact, Bane needs to deny it. There we go. He will get it. I'm not sure the smoke's going to connect. They might double back towards PA at the perfect time.
Yeah.
Yep, he hasn't got the Aegis anymore. BKB gets activated. He jumps in. Fan score. He's going to go down. No, the Cold Embrace just in time. We'll keep him alive. Now MYS trying to move in. There's a Dragon Tail to interrupt the disruption as well. Strike through. There's the Chain Frost bouncing around. BKB coming out of Appen Ninja. Now Kodos standing his ground with his own BKB. Does more damage than the Dragon Knight. Daggers jumping across. There's a Phantom Strike in, but he can't get the Winner's Curse out. And Bane, betrayed by his own Phantom Assassin, will fall here. There's the use of the Epicenter through Older Kulich, holding the PA in place, but chasing on the King R. Cold Embrace again. On the other side of the fight, they're still chasing the Hack, getting low. They can finish him off. They get the better value target. Yes, you distract the PA, but you've totally forgot about the Lone Druid.
Yeah, it really, all that matters in that TK in this. I mean, the Wyvern, okay, that's fine. As by the way, the triple dagger talent came out on the PA like just in time for that fight. It was like 30 seconds before that fight happens.
It made a huge difference.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to have in your pocket for sure.
Buyback's force. Lone Druid, he doesn't have the BKB, but he does have the cheese and the Coolidge. He may have made a mistake. This is a Daedalus on this Lone Druid. The Hack backing up a little bit.
And that's also your Spectre. I mean, the Spectre just completed the Mana Style. Had to buy back there. You're in such a grim position right now.
Is probably going to be the melee rats going down, especially with Dream here now as well. He's got his BKB again. You don't want to dance. Glyph used. What's your move? Dragon Knight up in 8 seconds. Are they going to leave the melee rats alive? They might. Come on, Bear. Finish your job. Fire Strike in. Lone Druid getting pretty low here. Corrosive Haze is out on all the Coolidge now. Kodos living life on the edge. Eastern Cheese, BKB comes out. The Raw as well. Doesn't connect. Now the Simmering Crush forced off to get King R out of trouble. Daggers flying through. The Cold Embrace used. BKB activated by Ninja. They'll get rid of the racks. They'll turn around, do a decent amount of damage. Phoenix Group's going to be down to King R. He can't do anything right now. The Forest Strike controls up. Kodos trying to move away. The Chain Frost bouncing back towards Dream. That's the favorable outcome. He's got his BKB already activated. They'll get rid of Sand King. The buyback's coming out from Lich and SK. But Fan Score, he's going to go down again. Ultra kill already for Dream. He wants that Rampage. Can he get it? The Forest Strike through.
Give it to him.
Coolidge on point with the Hack. He's in trouble. Dream wants to finish this up, but can he get it? No. He's going to go down. MYS going to fall as well. Lone Druid's buyback achieves nothing, and Gambit, they hold base.
Yeah, that was the case. We were just talking about how not getting a little bit too ballsy with your lead. That was a case where clearly the PA wanted the Rampage. They got the bottom set, but Yeah, I mean, that's a fight that there is now a chance, okay? And not a Jim Carrey, so you're saying there for Gambit to come back into this game. It's gosh, I don't know about the the Fiend's Grip usage onto the Winter Wyvern. It does prevent the ulti from going off. It do die with that up, but yeah, you just don't concentrate on the high value targets, which is what Empire had been doing so well all game long.
And that's the thing, Gambit, they did prioritize the target. They knew PA was a problem. They went for Kodos first. They got him out of the fight, and as a result, he just took his money and treated it like drug money. He flushed it down the toilet because he bought back. And if he goes down again, like you said, Gambit now have a sure shot at this.
Right, and it's something that I'm going to keep emphasizing. You have to understand, because towers are much weaker in this patch, games can end faster. Not just average game times, but in terms of a mistake being made after the 35-minute mark, bases are going to die real fast in this patch.
Say you? Interesting life choice to be made. We'll get the disruption out and force stuff away. But guess what? Akulich is on the hunt. On the power strike. No!
Dead.
Sayu! He blinks away.
Wow, and he is by the way, he is 500 gold short of buyback. So that escape there is potentially very, very significant.
Oh, but look in the mid. High ground advantage to Gambit here, but can they use it? And what has been seen, Dragon Tail's going to come out. The Enfeeble did connect on that finish. He's a little bit paranoid now. Fire strike through. MYS taking a lot of damage. He doesn't really have an escape plan. Feed's going to be bouncing out in the Sandbit. There is the Horn coming in. Bane in a lot of trouble. They've already lost the StarLadder. The Winner's Curse committing on the Phantom Assassin control. Kodos with the VKB. He's 2-1 though. He can't stand up against this. Needs to move away. And Dream in the meantime being cutted out. They need to get everyone out right now. But the Fire strike through. No. Mistakes being made. BKB activated by Dream so he can retreat. And the fear from the bear means that Alpha Ninja cannot pursue. But look at the base. They need to send someone back.
Yeah, you have to be able to control this now.
That's going to be Roche. Yep, they're going the Roche bit. It's their turn, they say. And without MYS.
This is we're pretty much going all in. We're going to Roche. We're going to maybe clean up our base, and we're pretty much going to go because you're trading a tier 4.
You are? It is a refresher shard, though, on a Spectre or even a Lich in this scenario. Could be very effective. Most likely the Lich, though.
Yeah, a little token pressure here by Empire. Everybody's back.
Oh my god. It's still going to go down. Wait, no, it's the bear. Okay, the urn comes out. They'll be able to finish it off. Lone Druid was farming camps to keep the bear alive longer. MYS? No! He tries to go in. He's dead again.
You really need to do that, and you now have no buyback.
The good news is they had to go back to deal with this, though, because they were starting to lose the other tier 4.
Yeah. Okay.
I think.
I mean, it's worth it. It's if you believe that your base is not going to be in danger, it's not. It's worth it to try and keep the Aegis out of the enemy hands.
Yeah, I think basically in their eyes, Empire knows what the perspective is from Gambit, right? Gambit are looking at this, and because they've lost the lane, and because they've lost the tier 4, and they've lost half the HP of the other one, they always have to remember there's a lone druid in this game. He could just TP in, go for it.
It's funny though. Let me ask you: do you feel like this is, Gambit playing well, or a couple unforced errors here for?
I mean, Gambit have kind of got their stuff together to an extent. I think, especially MYS's moves have been a little bit over-aggressive. I think, as a StarLadder in this game, he needs to be the kind of backup when something goes wrong. Instead, he's standing so far forward of his team every fight.
Because, pull up that net worth graph for a second.
It's looking pretty.
Yeah, this is... I still don't think you're even, because your Spectre is not at that point. But she does have... She has another item on top of that Manta now. She's, I don't know, a little less than halfway to the Butterfly. She finishes that Butterfly, all of a sudden you are in Spectre territory. I mean, Dota Plus knows some stuff, guys. There's a reason that Dota Plus loves Spectre.
I mean, basically, you look at this right now, Gambit, they've been doing a little bit of mild hiking downhill. But if they continue this spike, it's going to be like Everest has been claimed, because... it's on the rise. They're decreasing Empire's lead with every passing minute now.
Well, and you're also increasingly, you're seeing the farm differential between Sand King and any of the 3 and 4 position heroes on Empire where it's headed. Some of these fights are starting to feel like 3-on-2.
It really is. Like the difference between Akulich and NYS right now is it's just like day and night at this stage. The impact these two are having is day and night as well.
No, it's what we've been saying all along, that if Gambit were going to win this match, the Sanking, at least with the items that he's got, is in position to.
I think the other interesting thing to highlight, especially when you look at this StarLadder as well, is previously, because fights last a little bit longer and the tempo is a little bit slower, you get more corrosive hazes out. And with a PA on your team, that enables you to do more. Now, you're lucky to get 2 corrosive hazes out in one fight.
Yep. No, that's exactly right.
DD, though, this might be the difference.
Oh, my.
It's bottled up. Bottles will always be relevant, folks, for this one very reason.
Watch this refresher chart, too, on the Winter Wyvern. This is a... You're talking about potentially being able to curse both the PA and the Lone Druid. And if you get 2 perfect Winter's curses off, like, it's going to be a team wipe.
Yeah, I think actually more than that. If you just use... You can literally use the PA as a weapon. With 2 Winter's curses, just use it to kill off both supports, for example, and you're good to go. Because without that purge, I honestly don't see an easy way that Alpha Ninja dies.
Well, yeah, Alpha Ninja now, but, you know, we're going to be, before long, they got one more fight before we're going to be talking about, this is going to flip from, hey, how is Gambit going to deal with this PA and Lone Druid, which we've been talking about all game long. We're getting awfully close to Spectre time.
I honestly feel like the move is for Kodos to get boots of travel, and you bait them into a fight and you go for the throne. Like, you're getting to a stage, like I said, where this is Spectre's game. We're getting there, slowly but surely.
Well, and the boots of travel is not just about the individual fight. You know, with that cooldown, it's about being able to split push worry free, get these, you know, constantly keep the lane equilibrium in your favor, so that things like that last little Roche fight can't happen. You know, already down a lane of racks, there's no way as this Radiant team, you know, you don't do Roche that fast. You don't have the corrosive haze on your side. So if all 3 lanes are on your side of the map, there's just no way you're doing it.
Very true. Dragon Tail coming out. MYS. This is all too familiar. He died here last time. Corrosive haze is going to be there. The bash goes on to the... oh, no. Horn coming out. They're going to cut the back line. Who they're going to go on, though, is the question.
Oh, boy.
Actually cut across. They go straight on the Shadow Demon. The spear comes out. The buyback forced on MYS. Alpha Ninja getting low on HP.
BKB's already out on the PA. You cannot take this fight right now.
Bane? Oh, my God. Balls of steel here. Aegis is gone,
Aegis is down.
So they'll be happy with that. It did cost them a buyback, but that means it's very hard for Gambit to approach base now with Horn on cooldown and no Aegis.
Yeah. And again, both teams going to take this opportunity to sort of reset the lane equilibrium. Gambit is just going to have to continually deal with.
Do we be nice about MYS here and say that was clearly a bait and strategic and he meant to die there like that?
Given that it's now happened twice, I don't know.
You know, his teammate went, you keep doing this. He went, but what if we use that to our advantage? What if I walked in, just like I have the last 2 times, and done it again?
Well, okay, and the other thing, by the way, is that as either team, when you see that last fight happen, maybe you think about getting a on that part of the map. It bothers me a little bit that both of the observer that are most prominent out on the map are at that bottom rune position.
There is a reason for that, and that's because Save just picked up a gem. He's he just dewarded his own jungle, so there was a reason. But in fairness, like from Empire's perspective, yes, their vision is lacking.
Fair enough, fair enough. All right, a little bit of a smoke play here being run on the side of Empire.
Yeah, but look at the position in Gambit. They already Sphinx Summers up, moving in. Bane, a little bit of trouble. Disruption's going to come out. Buys a little time. They decide it's probably not worth it for the Bane kill, but Hack changes his mind.
Oh, no,
he says, we're going to go for this. We're going to take this hero. And they'll get it. He's down.
50 seconds of no Bane, and I think it's time to call it. It is officially. She's going to have that, but
so
this is a problem.
Expect the party time incoming, folks. But they still will never give her the refresher shot. They say, no, we trust King R a lot more with that.
Well, it's just, it's about the fact that Winter's Curse is just so threatening. Whether it be, you know, the double Winter's Curse onto the 2 big physical damage carries.
Speaking of Winter's Curse, Dream, he just tried to TP out with the BKB. He actually has no escape from this. He's going to slow down the Shivas as well. He's gone. Gaze, look into my eyes, Fanscore says, as he dies.
All right, he has buyback and is probably going to be able to be forced to use it eventually. Now, you do want to wait here because of the way the buyback respawn timers are calculated now.
Not just that. Look at bot lane right now. They can easily force them back to their base in the blink of an eye. Kodos is about to have buyback himself.
Well, you sort of can and you sort of can't because, well, Spectre does have 30 seconds on TP still on cooldown. But remember, the Spectre can just TP back to base, push out the wave, and haunt back in.
Yeah, but you need at least 2 heroes plus to get rid of Kodos. Come on, look. This is a scary lone druid.
It is. It is.
See what they want to do.
You can win. All right. Yeah, you can win a base raid.
You can.
Go.
Force the glyph and then back away.
Don't be afraid.
Disruption. Look at the length for this because of the enfeeble. Alpha Ninja just spent a long time waiting. There's the horn coming out. Kodos going to the BKB. He needs to escape now. There's a stun through the Burrow Strike. They get MYS out. This is fine. Kodos to the BKB. We'll just look to TP away, but he can't.
He's dead.
Yep. Winner's curse. They did actually force him to use the refresher shard for this.
I
think he's fine with that, right? He's got buyback. You force the glyph.
But you didn't, like, the whole point, okay, the whole point of that maneuver, right? You know that they have this BKB piercing disable with a refresher. The whole point of that maneuver is you force them back to base. The minute you see those TPs starting to come, you at least TP as the lone druid, probably BKB TP. Because if you do that, there's just no way, I mean, that can't happen. I don't know that there's a reason to give up a death there.
I'm not quite sure, but it looked like King R may have been firstly. I think he's worried because King R wasn't showing in the base assault on this side of the map. So, in fairness, I would say the best call would have been he would have had 2-3 seconds after glyph where you could just attack tower. Just do that. Like, you're gonna die. You know you're gonna die. At least take the tower with you. Problem is, Roche is back up, and your lone druid doesn't want to expend buyback.
I think that I mean, it just feels like the wheels are off for this Empire squad.
Yeah.
After that. Since that dive in the tier 3 bottom rack, they've, you know, I hate to use the word tilted because I don't necessarily think that that's accurate, but it's definitely thrown off their rhythm in this game. And now they're to the point where, you know, not just the Spectre, but now a DK Heart. This is a hero that you have to think about addressing.
I mean, I think the way to look at it is if I could have thought of the strategy Kodos has done, you know, he should probably sit down, think if there's a better one available. I think it was a good idea. It's just the timing was bad because Roche was up.
Well, you just always, I don't even think it's necessarily that. You always have to be clear about, okay, what do I want to achieve there? And your goal is just to force them back to base. Okay? If they commit to a base race, that's one thing. But that was nowhere close to happening. They weren't even up the steps of your base yet. So the minute you start to see those TPs, objective achieved, you're fine. Get out of there.
Fair point. He is going for the Satanic next on the Lone Druid, so intending to stay in the fights for long periods of time. Affinage, in the meantime, with the Elder Dragon form, goes in. This boy's got a heart now. He's a beefy boy. Although, it doesn't stop him losing half his HP pool to this reasonable spell coming out from the Shadow Demon.
Wow.
He'll get it back, mostly.
Yeah, after 4 seconds, that balances things.
Yeah, they can't let Affinage just stand here. He's got a long time left in the Elder Dragon form. They'll slow down with the disruption, at least. So I'll catch you out. They want to go now, but they're reluctant. Bashes will scare Affinage a little bit.
Yeah, he does have to be a little bit more careful here because remember that the BKBs no longer... the BKBs now take off his level 3 dragon form, effectively Scotty.
Mm-hmm.
So
nice.
he doesn't have the attack speed slow to lean on against the PA and the...
Well, the hack, he said, my turn on the front line. Do me. Oh, Alpha Ninja, can't get the Dragon Tail in time, and the Elder Dragon form runs out. A lot of damage on the hack. There's the bar strike through. They see Bane hiding in the tree line. He needs to be careful. 4-staff Nightmare to get him away. Barely, but he'll be fine. He has got the Fiend's Grip that doesn't want to commit it here because he knows how close Older Kulich is. Yeah, playing forward. Dragon Tail coming out. See you later, Bane. Buyback instantly. He knows he can't wait. The hack down to half HP. Dream can't stand close to that Frost Shield, though. It's too risky. Bar strike through. Don's going to be there. Nightmare used to protect MYS. Once again, a little bit too far forward. The gates control him up. The chain force through. Now the bear moving in with the magic immunity. MYS still alive, though. Haunt's been used. They're moving into this. Can they do it? Burrow strike through to Hack. They need to lock him down, but they can't. They get the corrosive haze out, at least with the fear. They should be able to expend the Aegis, but they're taking a little bit too long with this. They go for all the Kulich instead. They lose Bane again for the second time on the back foot. The Winter's Curse out. Dream take a lot of damage, but now these guys should escape this or go even deeper. Disruption to protect. Bear covers. Alpha Ninja with the BKB looking to move in. They do expend the Aegis, but now they can get the kill on a Dream. Lockdown, stunned up. He can't escape quick enough. Or can he? Yes! Just in time with the Phantom Strike. The Winter's Curse through once more. And Lone Druid, he murders his own teammate. Tears in his eyes, saying, "Don't make me do it." Buyback comes out. Can they hold? The glyph is running out, and everyone on the side of Gambit is alive and feeling emboldened. Burrow strike through, connects onto the bear, and on the shadow team, the Abyssal out. Sankey takes a lot of damage. He will go down. Or will he? It's going to be close. They need another hit. They go in. Dream finishes off, but no, the root's coming out to Hack means he can't turn around for the kill on the Dream. They get one set of racks, but that's all they'll get. And it looks like Empire might actually hold.
Wow, they're going to hold, but it's a scary fight, right? I mean, look at... They can't stop that slow siege coming out of the side of Gambit without putting one of their big core at risk. And that's a very scary proposition to be in. You notice that in that fight, the Spectre used the Haunt offensively because she knew she was sitting on the Aegis. But remember that in previous fights, the Spectre is just going to be able to hold that Haunt, buy back, and Haunt in.
Definitely. As a result, he was... well, he didn't have to buy back. But he wasn't able to actually get that maximum impact where you basically bait your opponents deeper and then buy back and stab their back line. So yeah, I think that was always the issue.
I guess what I'm saying in there is that, you know, you look at that fight and that fight was even safer for Spectre than it otherwise would have suggested.
By the way, something different here we don't see too often. Phantom Assassin Silver Edge. They know someone has to build it.
Yeah, at this point in the game, you got to do something. I mean, it handles the dispersion, obviously. It also handles the
core. Okay, at least he picked up his Silver Edge first, but he just got the core killed on the creeps. I think Dream forgot how his new blur works. Oh, Purge. Oh, sorry, Dream's rather coming in on Dragon Knight. Down to half HP with the Soul Catcher, but Bane's going to go down because of the Haunt. Now they're jumping in. Blink in. Dream trying to finish this off. Is enough to break? Yes, he gets the kill on Dragon Knight. Van score with the gate. Dragon in MYS means he's going to get closer with the stun if he wants to use it, but they get rid of the Wyvern straight away.
Oh, he buys back late,
coming out. Alpha Ninja trying to move in. The damage on the PA down to half HP already. Blade Bell from the Hack means he's protected, but he's getting low on HP. Dream has to move away. No! Spectre's gone!
I mean, you can lose the game here, guys.
Ninja. He's alone here. He needs assistance. Wyvern on the way through. The BKB activated by Kodos trying to move with the Winter's Curse coming out. The bear is going to turn on his master, but it doesn't do enough damage to finish off. It's going to get him low regardless. Lone Druid needs to make an escape. But what does he do? He needs to actually lifesteal up if anything. Sayu, forced up away. He doesn't want to be close to this issue. Kodos with the BKB activated, just TPing away. And Sayu, oh boy, he's blink away just in time.
I mean, okay, it worked out, but Gambit, they're playing like they played that like they couldn't lose the game, that engagement, and they absolutely could have. If the Dragon Knight dies there, you're already down a lane of racks, and your one standing tier 2 tower is on half health. You have to play that engagement a lot carefully.
They still can easily lose at this stage because the difference here is Gambit committed a lot of buybacks. You look on the side of Empire.
Yes, exactly. The Dragon Knight, it's going to feel like I'm splitting hairs here, guys, because it's only a couple seconds, but the Dragon Knight bought back late. If you're going to buy back and get into that fight, you got to do it before the two supports stop.
Agreed. I mean, you saw the impact. Wyvern, King R was just scurrying along on his way back to the fight as quickly as he could, and, well, he did manage to make sure that Dragon Knight didn't go down, but honestly, he was too late. I mean, I'm not saying, I think it was more on Alpha Ninja, I think you're right, than it is on the Wyvern, but...
Yeah, and it's very nice that Lone Druid having that battle cry.
Yes, it's
KB.
It's confusing for a lot of people.
It is. Please proceed.
I was going to say, everyone's, well, I'm going to put it very simply. Everyone's going, why does Lone Druid have a refresher? That's more or less your mindset. You're like, no, that's right. He got that wonderful spell immunity.
25 talent, but it means that you can still you can make use of spell immunity in the fight while still having the advantage to BKB TP out, and they relied on that there. He doesn't make it out if not for that talent.
Exactly. Crazy talent in some people's eyes. I don't think I've really ever seen anyone take the zero tangle cooldown instead.
No, especially now that
you're the bear, like, it doesn't matter. Screw him.
Yeah, Entangling Claws doesn't. Yeah, first of all, bear build and maybe this is sort of cause effect, which one is which, but okay, a little bit of a smoke play here being run by Gambit. I actually like this.
This is win or lose.
Eh.
It could vary. No, if this backfires on you, the buyback situation.
Yeah, that's true. It's I like what I don't think you want a hard commit necessarily. It was very low risk where they did it, because I think they had enough information around the understand that Empire were split up, and so they were really going for a pickoff there, maybe on the Shadow Demon, right, who was a little bit split.
That's fair. PA,
they'll
meanwhile,
get a gank
sneaking
on the
illusions.
That's fine, and this is the part of the game. You know, that bear, tracking that bear cooldown still does matter, even though not nearly as much as when Lone Druid was all the items on the bear.
I'm not sure who got better value there. Yes, you got the bear, but that's another 200 HP gone from your tier 4 tower. The PA
I agree. I 100% agree with you. It is pretty committed there, but yeah, in retrospect, it's something that you don't necessarily like. It is important, right? Lone Druid, I feel like, is so much better in the late game now, right? With the reworks to the hero. It used to be that you got, with most of the builds of Lone Druid, you got to a certain point, you know, you had to take all the items off your bear, put them on your hero, and your effectiveness just felt so much smaller. You know, now your bear is a unit sort of designed to support the hero anyway.
No, that's a fair way of looking at it. I did kill one build, but gave birth to another one. Another disgusting, agi hero in powerful ways. One thing I did want to highlight, by the way, is if you look at the levels right now, there is a race going on between two people. MYS and King R. Because both of these guys get a huge stun advantage out of the level 25 talent.
Yes, sir. I also like, little thing, but I like the Sand King here. Needs to travel too.
Being that Sand King. Campaign
there
here.
You go.
Dragon Tail 4 staffs him away from the Sandstorm. They didn't want to commit out of the dust though. Nope. There's the Phoenix Group coming in. Long range onto the Sand King. Moving across now. Dream. He will get the crits. Will get the kill. They already killed off the Wive, and the Chain Frost was used as well, but no one here cares about it because there's no follow-up.
Yeah, I love it there. This is recognition. I think Empire have been that Sand King is.
So again, you cut out a little bit there, Alan.
That Sand King is a tremendously high value target. It is worth committing on him.
Yeah, and yes, he has buyback, but if he commits that, he's in a lot of trouble. Oh, speaking of that, buyback comes out. They're stunned on MYS. They can't do enough damage yet. The gaze to control him up will be enough, though. They'll bring him down. That's a gem on the ground as well. He buys back straight away, and Vanscore has some jewelry, but now the Abyss is coming out. There's the Dragon Tail Dream. He hasn't got the BKB for 30 seconds. This is very bold. They're going to go Inspector, getting low. The brakes on it. He should be going down. He's gone. He just evaporates. The disruption to control up on the Sand King means he just has to retreat. Oh, Kulich can't do much, but Alpha Ninja can. He jumps on the Dream. PA getting low. They'll find it. MYS a little bit too late to help. Kodos, does he want to fight against is the question. Instead, they'll go for an easier target on Vanscore. MYS moving pretty quickly in this river.
Oh god, 3v3 for the game here.
Look at the roast right now. Epicenter through. No! Kodos! He goes for it and he pays the price. MYS jumping in. He can't get anything here. The gaze control for Vanscore!
And I think Gambit have got this.
It's looking good right now. That play, that moment, Vanscore so on point with that gaze.
Wow. Lich is a late game hero, guys. And that was 3v3 for the game here with Affin picking Aegis on the freaking tanky as hell Dragonite. Good luck killing him once, let alone twice. He's got boots of travel, so he's going to be able to TP down here, address the creep wave situation with only 6 seconds, 5 seconds now left on his TP cooldown. Very nice.
You know, Alan, you remember the other day, yesterday we were fear crafting Sinister Gaze's use, and I mentioned the Roche bit maybe. We just saw exactly what you can do on the Roche bit with that.
That was it, and I mean, it just, again, it's the sort of the same theory, because you're very often gonna die when you use that as a Lich, but it's the same theory as Shadow Shaman Shackle. You're able to trade yourself for a much higher value target on the enemy side. It's a you know, I think Trent described it as a poor man's hex. I think that's fine.
Yep, and it proved to be a very lucrative hex in that scenario, as they now have the side of Empire by the gonads.
Yeah, this game would be over that bottom lane rack, because they were a little.
Oh, blink
gonna let PA get back in.
Ninja, this is pretty deep. The Fiend Script's gonna come out on him. Shadow Demon getting low on HP. The Gaze to drag him even deeper. Lone Druid needs to actually help out. This he doesn't want to commit. Buyback counts Shadow Demon. After Ninja says, "What was that? Yeah, what was that? Did that? That didn't even tickle."
So stupid. Oh my goodness.
He's a tanky boy. PA is up in 5 seconds though, so I'm not sure how much damage he can do. The Enfeebles on him again. Does he want to risk this for a chocolate biscuit? I don't think he does. Disruption holding him in place for a long time. Bane, dear Bane, why are you a thing? Why is this a thing?
Low. I mean, I don't mind status resistance. One here and one out. Like, I thought it was an...
Yeah, it's like as a unique concept for a hero,
right?
You can kind of go, okay, maybe I can get behind that.
But you know, it's just like now, and that's very, by the way, a very good hex pickup. Shadow Demon, that's potentially extremely significant. Again, when stacked on top of that Bane and Feeble. But you know, it's like when they added it just to all strength heroes. It's just you're in these situations now where it's quite possibly 5 heroes get hit by an AoE spell, and the duration is different for all 5. It makes just Dota unnecessarily hard to play.
We should also highlight how this interacts with other spells, which are less thought of in the scenario, like NYS. Once he gets to 25, 2.5 seconds stun on Slithering Crush just got increased even more.
Oh, man.
It's better than a Dragon Tail at that stage.
Sure is.
At the same time, how's the race looking? Wyvern and the StarLadder are practically even on XP. It looks like StarLadder's got a slight advantage, so maybe he gets there first. And then I would expect Empire to maybe try and make a play off the back of that straight away. Depends if Aegis is still up.
Meanwhile, the 17k net worth advantage.
Let me just check that. Yes. Oh, see, look, they stopped before going for, you know, just Mount Everest. They stopped off on the small one next to it.
Yep. And it really, a lot of that advantage against 2.
Oh, Alpha Ninja, do you want to commit? I mean, let's be honest. Has anything been able to kill him recently? Doesn't feel like it. Nope. Definitely made the right call going for the ×2 Dragon Blood. In fairness, he wasn't really starving for gold. So. Oh, Fire Strike in. Dream. There's the disruption to protect. He can get the BKB out now. Doesn't actually use it. Just use the Phantom Strike to move away. And the Chain Frost has been thrown out. Ninja's still going to work though. Down to half HP. This might be the move. Beansman's going to be out with the Horde. Jump in the back line. Sayuga's on HP. He's going to go down. Dream's going to turn around. BKB activates. The hack. He might actually die here. No, the final hit does get the Winner's Curse coming out. Dream, he's in a little bit of trouble here, but the bear can't hit right now. The Dragon Tail coming out in the meantime. MYS, no BKB don't work. The bash is coming out. No, he can't do it. The buybacks are going to be there. PA, he needs to defend his base. Alpha Ninja is still standing. He still has that Aegis. And guess what? Spectre is back in the fight.
Yeah, he didn't have Haunt, but he did have the boots. Very nice.
This is all on whether you can crit right now. Fire Strike doesn't connect from Older Kulich. There's Phantom Strike in. The crit's coming out. No, the Cold Embrace. Dream got baited in. He's going to go low. He might fall. Phantom Strike away to survive. The epicenter fluffed as a result. And Dream, he lives once more. The buyback coming out from Lich in the meantime. And Kodos is going to back up here. Keeps the bear alive as well. But that's going to be another set going by the looks of it. Dragon Tail, MYS, held in place here. The Burrow Strike through as well. Stunned up, bashed. He is gone.
That is it. Just enough on the side of Gambit.
See you later, buddy. It looks like it is all over, and this Kodos can perform a miracle right here. With his curse once more and Dream surrounded, if he goes down, they'll know it's over because the damage is not enough from Kodos.
Very
Moving
nice.
in, 4 stuff. Finish it off with a final kill before the GG call will come out. And looks like...
I thought Gambit was done and dusted.
It looks that way.
And, you know, you can say all you want about... Fine, Empire took the one sloppy bottom racks fight, and they got a little bit, they got a little bit careless in the game after that point. But Gambit really became surgical. They identified where on the map they wanted to take those fights, took the 2 favorable engagements right at the beginning of that dire side mid lane near where the tier 1 tower had fallen. You know, you had the Radiance item choice by Alpha Ninja there, helping to keep the lanes pushed out. Spectre's mobility around the map eventually takes over as that hero gets farmed. You know, she still is like the fourth most farmed court in the game at the very end, but has such a huge influence on those late game fights.
Indeed, they do. As a result, Spectre. No surprise here. This is the longest game I've seen this patch, and in competitive, and it had a Spectre in it. Bound to happen. But I think like it was definitely like we talked about Sand King and how pivotal he's going to be. But when you're behind like that, definitely Alpha Ninja is the one who came through with his Radiance pickup.
I agree.
It paid off.
I want to praise the play of the Sand King though one more time. I mean, when you look at the 29 assists, that's 5 clear of any other player in the game. This lineup, Sand King was going to be asked to do so much in terms of the control, the setup for the other 2 supports, keeping up in farm so that he had those mobility items and the Shiva's Guard and the Crimson Guard to mitigate the extreme physical damage output coming from the other side. Yeah, he was asked to do a lot in this game, and the individual plays were not necessarily spectacular, but he did his job. And if he doesn't do his job, I think Gambit are just are toast.
As a result of that, they actually keep the dream alive, because whoever loses this, they're donezo. They're gone.
Oh, big mental fortitude check here on the side of Team Empire Hope. You blitzed game 1, was not even close. Game 2, you feel like you had it in hand, and suddenly, and in particular, watch what MYS Moon does in the next game, because he got thoroughly outplayed in this match. Finishes 0-15, game high in deaths, game low in kills on that StarLadder. He was picked off several times in those influential engagements on the dire side mid lane. He's a guy that needs to come back strong in this next game, or Gambit might just complete the comeback in the series.
And that's what we will be back to find out in just a few minutes, guys. Short break, then back with Game 3. Stay tuned.